Hey guys, I am doing the second round application. I'm going over that with you so you can fill this out so you can get the second round of money that has come out. Remember that you can also apply for the first round if you didn't get it the first time because you were qualified but your bank didn't process it in time. And the second round you can only get if you meet the qualifications, which I'm going to go over now. So on second round, and the reason why I'm looking down is so I can share this. The second round, your qualifications are that you have less than 300 employees, that you are, your gross receipts, which means income before expenses, went down 25%, and that you did take out the first round and you used it for the correct expenses. So I'm going to go over the application, how it is now. And you may find that yours is actually a little different depending on where you apply from. Okay, so this is the application. It's a lot like the first application. There's only a few things that have changed. So you'll have to have your NAICS code, which is on your return. If you're a Schedule C, it's on the Schedule C. If you're an S Corp, a C Corp, or partnership, it's on the first page. And this is just what identifies you as what kind of business you are. This is all self-explanatory. Your average monthly payroll is either 2019 calendar year's payroll divided by 12 or a year from today past, okay? And so most people are like January through December because this is in the middle of the month, so they're like a calendar year from today. Now, if you were in February or March, you couldn't use calendar year 2020 like you can right now because you're going to be in March, so you would use February to February. But you have to have a year in there, and it's divided by 12, and that's your average monthly payroll. Most of you are probably, well, I would say probably 50-50. Some of you used what you used in 2019 was the calendar 2019, especially if you're a Schedule C. You just use what was on your tax return. That's all you need to use. If you actually have employees, some of us actually went back a calendar year from when we applied last time, so that number will change. This number right here, this average monthly payroll. Now, you divide that by 12. Like I said, your annual divided by 12, and then you multiply it by 2.5. You can multiply it by 3.5 for restaurants. So you'll need to make sure that if you have the NAICS code that's for restaurants, you can actually get a little bit more money. But it's 2.5 times for all of the rest of us. Now, keep in mind that you did have to have a 25% decrease. So my clients, I'm sending out an email that says, hey, we noticed you have a 25% decrease. If you don't know that, you will need to go back to your books. But remember, it's on gross receipts, so you don't have to do all your books. You just need to know what your income was for those for that quarter. Okay, I don't know where that ended, so I'm going to pick up where I think it ended, and then we will go from there. So this is how you get your numbers from QuickBooks. You're going to, okay, so you're going to go to your profit and loss is the easiest way to pull this up, and you're going to go to last quarter, and you're just going to run that on the accrual basis, and you can see like this is your quarter. So if you can pull this by quarters, like you could do the last year by quarters, and it will show you your numbers. And then you can also compare that to, you can select a period to compare like to the prior year, and you can see how much your increase was. So obviously I can't apply for this because my numbers have went up, but you're gonna, like I said, go to last year, just pull it by quarters. You can run that report, see where this is, and then you're going to pull it to, then you're going to go and pull it for 19, and you're going to see where those numbers are. And if the 20 numbers decreased by 25%, then that's where you know that you can apply for that loan, okay? And so what you're going to do is just print those things off, and you're going to give those to the bank, here is the loan application again. So like I said, this is all self-explanatory. Your numbers you get from QuickBooks, you're going to put in here. But if you don't have QuickBooks, you're just going to pull this from your prior year records. Like you probably have something of where you added these numbers up for taxes. You probably in your mind know which quarter you did worse on. And so remember your quarters are January, February, March is first quarter, April, May, June is second, July, August, September is third, October, November, December is fourth. And so what you're trying to do is figure out, is there any one quarter from 2019 to 2020 that I lost 25% of my revenue? Okay, so if you made $30,000 in first quarter of 2019, and in 2020 you lost $7,500, and then you went down 25%, because 30,000 times 0.25 is 7,500. Okay, so how much did you lose between first quarter 19 and first quarter of 20? And then, okay, well, you did okay there. Corona wasn't real big at that point. So what about second quarter of 19 versus second quarter of 20? That's where I've seen a lot of my clients lose the second quarter, because things were not good. And then remember, average monthly payroll, you're going to get this out of your payroll system if you have one. If you don't, and you're just using your 940s, 941s, I would suggest using a calendar year for that for 19, or the calendar year for 20. Like I said, I think this money is going to run out by the end of January, so you won't have to get into partial, because remember, you can use all of 19 payroll divided by 12, or you can use 2020's the last 12 months from today back 12 months. And so for you right now on January 19th, that would be 2020's year divided by 12. But if we're in February, that's going to be February 1st to January 31st. Okay, they don't do partial months, is what I've seen from most banks. All right, so you're going to put in your average monthly payroll on this, then you're going to divide it by 12, or you're going to put in your yearly divided by 12, which is your monthly. Then you're going to multiply that by 2.5 times if you're not a restaurant, 3.5 times if you are, and then you're going to put in here your number of employees. I would mark all of these that yes, you do have them, because if you use it for rent or utilities and you don't mark it, you will get in trouble. So you definitely need to put that. Remember, on the second draw, you have to have a first draw, so your bank will have this first draw loan number. And then these are the numbers that you put in from QuickBooks. So what you're going to need to give your banker is your payroll reports, your QuickBooks report, or some other report that shows your gross receipts for those quarters. And then you're going to put in your owner name and the addresses and everything for anyone that owns more than 20%. You're going to answer these questions, sign all this, and then you are done. All right. Also, just a note to add that if you are a Schedule C, then or a Schedule F, you're going to use your tax return from 2019 for your payroll. Because remember, you don't have to have employees if you're self-employed. And so then you'll use that net amount as your payroll, and that'll be divided by 12.